The existential crisis created by humans for humans mindlessly consuming media is a health crisis because it defeats the purpose of life. Consumption doesn't have to be media. It's everything and everyone you're surrounded by. If you're entertaining people you don't admire, you don't respect, why are you there? You are what you eat. The crisis is often a product of extreme loneliness. It's recognized as a major public health concern by the World Health Organization. When there were moments where I could have quit social media because I told myself I really wanted to do it, it was detrimental to my mental health. I didn't. And I would rather mindlessly consume for hours than feel even more isolated than I already made myself feel. Brainrot is an extreme manifestation of society's values. It's a microcosm of the culture curated by previous generations. In the same way, Patrick Bateman is an extreme manifestation of American society, a satirical representation of materialism and capitalism. He is a grotesque mirror for a society fixated on appearance and status over basic morality. I also believe people are brainwashed to believe it'll cause the end of the world, yet dismiss the fact that we are approaching a genotocracy inflection point. The rulers are disproportionately older, so there must come a time where the old system will expire. I also believe the reason why a lot of people don't believe this is true is because of the birth of AI. Meaningless, chud, brainrot consumption, nihilism, the normalization of bedrotting, and having no hobbies and screen times over 9 hours, we are presented these facts and assume this is the end and we're stuck in a vicious cycle of not achieving the lives we want to. Cole Hastings did a deeper dive into that. Brainrot, with its rhythmic phrases, absurd visuals, broken logic, aligns seamlessly with how brains are trained to absorb information. Russian relay media consumption is a cheap alternative for human connection because it reacts in response to isolation. Pop culture references can be used in everyday language, and people collectively relate, they connect. Within Maslow's hierarchy of needs, love and belonging are at the third level. It is an innate human need for survival. If we look at the very first level, many describe their relationships with digital media through language that sounds physiological, draining, unable to disengage, caught in a loop of vigilance. Humans were designed to create. That's why you feel depressed when all you do is consume. Often people assume that means I should go to the gym because it's better than doing nothing, which I agree. Go to the gym if it's better than doing nothing, but it's more important to attach meaning. Why are you doing what you're doing? You should be devoting your time to what you love doing. Only when something has meaning is it worth your energy. Going to the gym because you believe being physically active and healthy is a goal of yours, and perhaps that is a goal of yours, that is meaning. You are purposely placing yourself in a passive role. You are treating yourself as an outsider, which is why your life is not your own, because you're not treating it like it is. People are stuck in loops of consuming media they can't attach meaning to and entertain the idea that not everything must be meaningful. Media literacy is another significant issue of the 21st century. Media literacy refers to the ability to interpret visual information, while fluency is the ability to create. Most of us can identify the color choice, but we can't name what the choice is doing culturally or historically. We are taught to believe the ability to produce is equivalent to the ability to understand. If we look at the whole clean girl aesthetic, gold hoops, slick backs, cinnamon glazed lips, sun-kissed skin, Black and Latina women have worn these styles for over decades, but they're labeled ghetto for it. The people who were able to identify and understand the correlation were the ones affected by it. The visual codes travel without the literacy to explain them. People lack the ability to interpret meaning through media products because fluency doesn't demand meaning. If you look at the visual code and trace it back to something, that's fluency, which seems like a skill. It seems like an intrinsic skill considering how often we collectively are on the internet, but I think that's much influenced by the culture we're raised in. We feed ourselves endlessly short-form video content that emulates an addictive inescapable hyperreality. So the content you consume makes you believe you don't need to understand anything if it is a cheap alternative for human connection and sends emotionally charged reactions throughout your body. And perhaps it's the convenience of instant information through AI that erode critical thinking.